FBI agents visited this apartment complex last night, going door to door, asking neighbors what they knew about Cyphalo's side pop. Turns out they didn't know much. And I'm being told at least the emergency room is on lockdown right now. Nobody goes in and out unless they are family members. I'm hearing from other people out here that the shooter may have been brought here in just the past 20 minutes. Here comes one of those big gusts of rain and wind, and look how far the water has come up the parking lot since we last talked to you. I mean, just look at it rolling in. Well, to Andrew Pollack, the lawsuit is simply about exposing school resource officer Scott Peterson. He says wherever Peterson goes for the rest of his life, he hopes that people know that he's the guy who didn't go in the school. There are a large crowd of supporters that were here for the president, but he got right off the plane, waved to them, smiled at them before he got in the motorcade. He did not take time to go over and talk with them like we've seen him do in the past. To some of your classmates that don't want to come back to school, what do you say to them?
I think our message is MSD strong.
Not only is it mating season, but Busch Wildlife says the rain also attracts gators, and well, we've seen a lot of that lately.
Images coming in right now from St. Martin from the U.S. Virgin Islands. Is that changing how people are perceiving this?
I think it is. I mean, I spoke to so many people here who are native Floridians. They've been here their entire life. They said they never evacuated. They just rode out storms before, but many of them leaving. Well, John, these touching memorials can't stay here forever. The rain and the hot sun has already begun to take its toll on them. Liz, flu season is unfortunately far from over. In fact, we haven't even seen the peak of it yet. And here in Palm Beach County, cases continue to rise every week. So just how much time is there between the gates coming down and the Brightline train actually crossing? Let's time it and find out. Only about 35 seconds. Oscar has a lot of energy, which has discouraged some adopters, but the rescue says that's because he's just a puppy. I think this is probably some of the most significant damage we have seen so far as we're waking up this morning and looking at what Hurricane Irma has left behind. The entire side of the building right here, you can see there's two panels barely hanging on. See, right now the whale is being moved further up the beach. We started down there about a half a mile. A whole team of volunteers have now pitched in to help move this whale. So students arrived here at the Capitol at 8:30 this morning, ready to go. Many of them running on just 1 hour of sleep after they spent the entire night studying bills and preparing speeches. John, it was right here in this area of the Jupiter Inlet where PBSO spotted from above a boat full of passengers. From Marine Watch 12, they say it docked right over there. While you can't take any pictures on Air Force One, you do get some goodies as a first-time flyer, a box of presidential M&Ms, and some matches with the presidential seal. They come from different walks of life.
10 years and 4 months in the Army.
West Side Baptist.
Law enforcement officer for 36 years.
But a veteran, a minister, and a former police officer all have one thing in common: the desire to protect.
And having a heart for the children and realizing it was a program that was being built from the ground up, I really wanted to be a part of it.
Mark Patterson is one of more than 120 people training to stop potential school shooters in Polk County under the Coach Aaron Feist Guardian program, created after the Valentine's Day massacre at Stoneman Douglas High School.
I really believe that even the mere fact that people know that we are out there could be a deterrent in some aspects.
The Guardians, not officers of the law, will protect every elementary school in Polk County. And that is if they make it through their training.
It's very intense. It's very quality, high quality training. It's the best in the industry.
The 6-week course runs the Guardians through firearm, rifle, tactics, active assailant, and virtual reality simulation training.
Today, I'm more passionate about this than I was coming in. So now, every morning we're up early, but it's like, I'm happy to come here. I'm happy to train. I'm happy to get this training because you want to be your best person.
Yari Dobson is not only an Army veteran, but a mother and sometimes even a substitute teacher. She says her background has prepared her for this important job. But Stephen Bolden, a Baptist minister, well, he's starting from scratch.
This job needs to exist given our society and what we're seeing, and I just want to be a part of the solution.
With 3 children in elementary and middle school and a teacher for a wife, he says he felt compelled to sign up to give everyone
a safe place to learn.
It could easily be my children that I'm protecting, but either way, it's somebody's child, somebody's mom, somebody's dad at the school teaching.
And by the end of the training, all the guardians should be prepared to put their lives on the line.
I feel like I would be able to eliminate the threat.
I would most definitely be ready to do it, yes.
They're crowding airports and service plazas as they're racing to get out of town before the weekend. Maxine Bentzel now joining us live tonight from a service plaza along the Palm Beach area. It's in the Turnpike there with the conditions going on right now. What's happening down there?
Well, it is very busy. So busy, in fact, take a look. There's a line of cars so long. We have Florida State Troopers here tonight directing traffic. Drivers, of course, starting to get a little stressed out as they prepare to head north away from Hurricane Irma.
If I didn't have her, I probably would have stayed. My decision was based on her.
Latrice Thurston and her 7-year-old daughter London are heading north to Alabama from Homestead, South Florida.
Once I seen maybe 2 more storms behind this storm, that's just like, let me just get out of here. I'd rather be safe than sorry.
This morning, she packed up the car and hit the road.
Cans, bottles of water, of course, blow-up bed, business cards, just in case I can't go back home, start my business somewhere else.
Hello, how you doing?
Thurston wasn't alone at the West Palm Beach Service Plaza where dozens of cars were waiting to fill up with gas before fleeing South Florida. At the Palm Beach International Airport, travelers were also scrambling to get out of town.
One of my friends, he called the airport and he was like, I need to go anywhere. They were like, anywhere? He said, send me to Utah, Nebraska, like just get me out of Florida.
Governor Rick Scott activated 3,000 additional National Guard members today ahead of Irma.
Look at the size of this storm. It's huge. It is wider than our entire state and could cause major and life-threatening impacts on both coasts, coast to coast. Regardless of which coast you live on, be prepared to evacuate.
A message Latrice Thurston is taking to heart.
This one is a little bit more serious.